Welcome to the Texas Department of Transportation Houston District's virtual public meeting for the TxDOT I-10 Inter-Katy Corridor Drainage Improvement Study. This is a pre-recorded presentation. My name is Samantha Champion representing TxDOT, and I would like to welcome you and thank you for participating in this virtual public meeting. I am part of the consultant team working on this project on behalf of the Texas Department of Transportation. This is the first public meeting being conducted for the TxDOT I-10 Inter-Katy Corridor Drainage Improvement Study. This presentation is available for viewing starting on Thursday, February 25th, 2021. During the virtual meeting, you may pause the presentation and navigate forward or backward using your video player. In this presentation, I will describe the proposed project, provide an overview of the environmental studies being performed, explain the next steps in the project development process, and outline the methods for submitting comments. I will also provide details on how to contact TxDOT staff should you have additional questions regarding today's presentation or the proposed project. This virtual public meeting is being held to introduce the proposed I-10 Inter-Katy Corridor Drainage Improvement Study, present the project details being considered, and gather public input. The public meeting is being held at this time to provide an opportunity for the public to ask questions, provide feedback, and play a meaningful role in the project development process. You are encouraged to submit comments on the proposed project after reviewing the meeting materials and listening to this presentation. Given the unique circumstances of the COVID-19 pandemic, along with the Department's commitment to protecting public health during this national emergency, TxDOT is conducting this virtual public meeting to avoid in-person contact. At this time, an online public meeting is being conducted in lieu of an in-person public meeting. This presentation covers the same information that the Houston District would have presented at an in-person public meeting. The comment process for the virtual public meeting will be described near the end of this presentation. All meeting materials can be found on TxDOT's project webpage on the I-10 Inter-Katy Corridor Drainage Improvement Study meeting notice page. The webpage for the project is www.txdot.gov, keyword search I-10 Inter-Katy Corridor. A notice for this public meeting was published in the Houston Chronicle on February 10, 2021. A notice was also published in Spanish in La Voz newspaper on February 14, 2021. Letters to elected officials were mailed or emailed on February 10, 2021, and information was posted to the TxDOT website on February 10, 2021. Notices were mailed directly to adjacent property owners on February 10, 2021. Other forms of outreach include Facebook, Twitter, and changeable message boards on I-10. Although the proposed project is not currently funded, it is anticipated to be programmed with both state and federal funds. Because of the potential for federal funding, TxDOT is required to assess the potential environmental effects of the proposed project in accordance with federal standards. The process that is followed is called the National Environmental Policy Act process, otherwise known as NEPA. The NEPA process provides analyses of the potential impacts to the natural and man-made environment and helps the decision maker to make an informed decision on whether or not to proceed with the proposed project. On December 9, 2019, TxDOT received a signed Memorandum of Understanding from the Federal Highway Administration that permits TxDOT to assume responsibility from the Federal Highway Administration for reviewing and approving certain assigned NEPA projects. This review and approval process applies to this project. TxDOT and other agencies are beginning to develop several projects along the I-10 Inter-Katy Corridor. The overall goal of these projects is to collectively advance new, sustainable, and multimodal solutions along the corridor that provide a direct link between the Central Business District, Galleria area, and West Houston, while also serving the needs of local communities such as the Houston Heights and Rice Military. This presentation describes preliminary planning work for the I-10 Inter-Katy Corridor Drainage Improvement Study. Other projects along the corridor include the Metro Rapid Inter-Katy Project, the TxDOT I-10 Managed Lanes Project, and the Memorial Heights Redevelopment Authority Project on Shepherd Drive and Durham Drive. The TERS 5 Shepherd and Durham project is not being presented by TxDOT or Metro. To find out more information, go to the Memorial Heights TERS 5 webpage. The project study area, shown in yellow here, encompasses the portion of the I-10 Inter-Katy Corridor between I-610, also known as the West Loop, and the White Oak Bayou Crossing at I-10, just east of Patterson Street. I-10 main lanes within the study area have experienced flooding during recent storm events such as Tropical Storm Imelda and Hurricane Harvey. This flooding has impacted mobility and access for local and regional destinations during the duration of the flood events. The proposed improvements are needed because I-10 between I-610 and Patterson Street has experienced significant flooding during past storm events, rendering the freeway impassable. Existing drainage systems and stormwater pumping stations were designed over 20 years ago to now outdated design standards. The purpose of the project is to provide drainage system upgrades based on current rainfall and drainage standards to reduce flooding of the I-10 main lanes during major storm events. Drainage study components to be evaluated for the proposed project include acquisition of right-of-way for and enhancements to a detention pond west of the Union Pacific Railroad, or UPRR, upgrades to existing stormwater pumping stations at the UPRR and Patterson Street, improvements to the existing drainage outfall ditch south of I-10 by Memorial Park, enhancements to the operation of an existing TxDOT detention pond adjacent to White Oak Bayou near Patterson Street, and other improvements to improve drainage system performance during major flooding events. The I-10 Inter-Katy Corridor Drainage Improvement Study includes improvements to a detention pond located between Portwest Drive and I-10 just west of the Union Pacific Railroad. The additional right-of-way needed to construct these improvements measures approximately 3.2 acres. The study will also identify upgrades to the existing pump station on the south side of I-10 that facilitates drainage from the detention pond into the outfall ditch south of I-10 and through Memorial Park. If necessary, improvements to the existing ditch will also be identified. The project will also identify upgrades to the existing stormwater pumping station just east of Patterson Street, evaluate operational improvements to the existing detention pond located north of White Oak Bayou northeast of Patterson Street, and identify other drainage upgrades needed to the connecting system. The project team is in the process of identifying and evaluating potential environmental impacts that could occur as a result of constructing the proposed improvements as part of the overall drainage improvement study. Environmental considerations include archaeological and historic resources, biological resources, including threatened and endangered species and their habitats, waters of the U.S., including wetlands, floodplains and floodways, and potential conflicts with hazardous materials. The project would be designed to avoid or minimize impacts to the greatest amount practicable. Technical reports documenting the analyses and conclusions of these studies will be available for review once completed. TxDOT anticipates that the proposed improvements will be processed as a categorical exclusion under the National Environmental Policy Act. I would like to provide a brief overview of the estimated project timeline. Look for the green "We Are Here" arrow at the top left of the slide. This virtual public meeting is being held to introduce the study and gather public and stakeholder input. After the comment period for this virtual public meeting closes, TxDOT will review the comments received and prepare a virtual public meeting summary report. The summary report will be posted to the project website approximately 3 months after the close of the comment period. The next steps include completion of the environmental studies, environmental clearance, detailed design, and right-of-way acquisition followed by construction once funds become available. The project website contains all materials presented in this virtual public meeting, including this presentation in both English and Spanish, exhibit boards, a comment card, a project fact sheet, and the environmental constraints map. Additionally, these materials may be found in the virtual public meeting room that you used to access this presentation. Some files are large and may require more time to download than the other project materials. TxDOT encourages you to review the materials posted on the virtual public meeting website and to provide written comments. The comment form is located on the meeting website. Comments must be received via email or mailed and postmarked by Friday, March 12, 2021 to be included in the official virtual public meeting summary report. Due to the winter storm, TxDOT has extended the comment period to March 31, 2021. You can submit written comments in the following ways. via an electronic comment card that may be filled out online in the virtual public meeting room or downloaded, printed, and mailed or emailed to TxDOT via email to hou-piowebmail@txdot.gov, via mail to the TxDOT Houston District, Attention Advanced Project Development Director, P.O. Box 1386, Houston, Texas 77251-1386, or online by visiting www.txdot.gov and searching in the upper right-hand search box for I-10 Inner Katy Corridor. Click on the email link at the bottom of the project page to open the comment form. Again, responses to comments received during the comment period will be included in the virtual public meeting summary report that will be posted on the project website in approximately 3 months. The project website is www.txdot.gov, keyword search I-10 Inner Katy Corridor. Remember, you can contact TxDOT at any point during the project development phase. Please don't hesitate to contact us with any questions. Feel free to contact Ely J. Okuri, P.E., at the Houston District Office at 713-802-5508, or Hamoon Barami, P.E., at the West Harris Area Office at 713-934-5902 with any questions or comments. And don't forget to click on these links and follow us on Twitter for ongoing road closures and construction updates on the Houston District Twitter page. You can also keep up with TxDOT news on our Facebook page. Thank you for participating in this virtual public meeting. Please remember to submit your comments by Wednesday, March 31st, 2021.